Emma, since September 2018, you have been working tirelessly towards high achievement and academic excellence. This would be impossible if it wasn't for your hard work, dedication, and laser-focused determination. So I wanted to take this opportunity to recognize and celebrate your accomplishments and remind you that you are unstoppable. I've known you for a while now, so there's a ton of evidence to support my claim, but I have less than 90 seconds to make my case, so here goes. As a student, you are sharp, straightforward, and disciplined. You're always prepared to accept challenges without hesitation and overcome obstacles with great resolve. Case in point, that plant transpiration lab you conducted freshman year didn't go quite as planned, but that didn't deter you from attempting an even more ambitious project using betta fish in AP Bio last year. As my forensics lab assistant, you are literally irreplaceable. You were decisive, efficient, resourceful. I'm not quite sure how many agarose gels you made, or how many hair samples you cut and labeled, or how many pieces of fabric you treated with blood, but you did so without complaint, even through the tedium. As a member of our BioBuilder Club, you played an integral leadership role last year. The team could not have succeeded in extracting limonene from orange peels without your expertise in chemistry. And from this emerged co-authorship on a manuscript published earlier this year. Despite a pandemic, a wise old red panda named Master Shifu once said, "If you only do what you can do, then you'll never be better than what you are." You are neither myopic nor capricious. You will always lean into your challenges and recognize that obstacles, however small, are imminent and important for personal growth. It's what you do in the face of those obstacles that makes you guessed it, unstoppable. It's been a great privilege being your teacher, and it brings me great joy to have been part of your journey. So, congratulations.
Entering into the 21-22 school year, I had never met Mira Patel before. Mira came in as a senior in my freshman class in the fall, and it was at that point that Mira's great qualities became evident. Most seniors in a freshman class find it to be a form of cruel and unusual punishment, but Mira took it in stride. This is exactly who Mira is. Mira is calm, Mira is kind, Mira is happy, and Mira has the maturity and know-with-all to be unfazed by things outside of her control. Mira entered my classroom every day, all 3 trimesters, happy, smiling, and open to conversation. Mira would share pieces of her life with me and tell me about her job, her plans for the future, and her wonderful family. It is evident to me that Mira is family-focused and incredibly driven. Mira is a critical thinker, but she is also compassionate and introspective. Mira should have received credit as my teaching assistant because in our energy-filled class full of freshmen, when I would lose my remote or lose my place or lose my focus, Mira would always be there with a calm, kind voice, telling me where I could find my remote, or where I had left off in the notes, or where I had misplaced my brain. Mira will be attending UMass Lowell next year and will pursue a medical degree. Mira, you could not possibly be better suited to become a medical professional, and you will do great things for our community and for your patients. Best of luck, Mira.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate all of the academic scholars of 2022 on your achievements. This is the culmination of many years of work, and rather than take the easy way out, you and your fellow scholars put in the time when it got difficult, working to do your best. It's not always the easiest path. COVID certainly threw a wrench in a lot of what happened the past 2 years, but you persevered and got through it. That perseverance and dedication will serve all of you well in the future, and it has gained you the respect of the faculty here at THS. Angelos, I'm honored that you chose me to speak on your behalf and I'm proud to do so. When I first met you freshman year, I encountered a new face with a great big smile. You carried that enthusiasm into my AP class junior year, And despite your journey being a long one, starting in Egypt and ending here, you thrived as a student. You made my classroom a better place. There are certain students a teacher can rely on to have the work done, to have not only completed the assignment, but to have learned from it. That is you. Your observations, questions, and comments show your desire not only to learn things, but to get a better understanding of them. For you, it wasn't homework, it was a learning opportunity. And this goes beyond the classroom. With you, your growth as a student went beyond answers on a paper and explored their deeper meanings. The dream of a teacher is to have a student that is invested in the learning experience of a class, one that is not there not just for the grade, but because learning expands us and our experiences in so many ways. That love of learning has been evident, and I know it will continue in the future. Not only will I miss our classroom discussions, but you were good for my AP language test score average. Thank you. While I'm sad to see you go, I am filled with a great amount of pride knowing that you will be successful in all that you do in the future. But don't think you've escaped me in my pithy quotes. I'm ending this with a quote. No, not Shakespeare, but Spock. To you and all of the class of 2022, live long and prosper, my friend. And one last question. Where is that grade 9 summer homework you told me was lost on the internet? I'm still waiting on that. Congratulations to you and the class of 2022.
I am honored to have been asked to say a few words about Carter Times. Carter is an excellent student, but he is an amazing person. He demonstrated his effort in everything he did in the classroom, on the field, and in everyday life effortlessly. When he was presented with a complex problem, he stayed after it, he asked questions, he never gave up, and he had a unique ability to get people to come together to find solutions to problems. Carter always turned in quality work in class, set high expectations, and excelled in chemistry. When I asked a few faculty members how they would describe Carter, they all glowingly told me everyday stories about how he wrote thoughtful notes of encouragement or get well notes, how he worked with students that did not fit in, and about how he was always staying positive and present with people in the classroom. Carter exudes kindness. He graciously shares, gives that needed smile or positive comment, and he makes other people better. He is that best friend you would be lucky in life to have. Carter and I spoke often about our common connection to Lowell and how his grandmother and my mom were close friends. He has a goal of getting a business education at UMass Amherst and how he will find ways to improve the operation of his family farm. I would not be surprised if he innovates the operation of the farm into something special. Carter, I have fond memories of how daily you set a positive example, how you built relationships, how you effectively communicated with me and your classmates, and how you made learning fun. You are as genuine a person as I ever met, and that makes people want to be around you. I love the way you walk through life with a humbleness that is refreshing. Carter, I will miss our conversations about life and family, your self-awareness, and how you seize opportunities. My advice to you is just continue being that solid, positive person that you are. Continue to set goals and surround yourself with quality people. I want to thank the Times family for sharing you with us. Stay in touch and have a great experience in college next year.
Natalia, it is an honor to speak on your behalf in your recognition of your academic excellence that you have displayed over the past 4 years here at Tingsboro High School. I have known you for the past 7 years since you were a 6th grade student in wellness. I had the pleasure of watching you compete on the sidelines at field hockey games and your track or field events. But it was this past year that I was truly able to get to know you better and saw what a fantastic person you really are. Sitting down with you over the summer in our first captain's meeting, going over what our team goal for the season would be, and your goal was simple, to have fun this season. Looking back over this season, we accomplished that goal and so much more because of your work ethic and leadership of the team. Natalia, your dedication to your sport and work ethic shows in every aspect of your game. You are one of those athletes that the opponents get frustrated playing against because you never quit and you never seem to get tired. You are a stoic leader whose words are direct and clear when addressing your team. It is not a surprise that you are sitting in this chair today being recognized for your academic excellence.
Natalia, at a young age, you have mastered the ability to juggle school, sports, clubs, work, and being a great big sister. This work ethic that you have shown will take you far in life. I can't wait to see where your path is going to lead. Natalia, it's an honor to coach you this year, a joy to travel and experience Europe with you this spring. Congratulations on this award, and I wish you the absolute best of luck next year at Endicott and all your future endeavors.
Good morning, and congratulations to all seniors with us today. You've got a lot to be proud of. I know I am honored to speak on behalf of Jeremy Hudon. One of the best parts about teaching at a small school is the chance to work with students as freshmen, and again later on when they actually have a clue. To be fair, all of you here today had a clue as freshmen, and that definitely includes you, Jeremy. It seems like only yesterday we were breaking down Romeo and Juliet and the Odyssey your freshman year, then regrouping sophomore year for Whitman and Gatsby. I'm so glad that you've been part of our prose seminar to end your senior year. Through those 4 years, you've managed to remain true to yourself. Without your permission, I took the liberty of rereading some of your earlier work. Google Docs are forever. As a freshman, when you responded to the poem Ithaca, you talked about enjoying all the little things that go into a journey besides the destination itself. When you were a sophomore, you wrote about change, saying, "When I was younger, I hated change more than anything else. I didn't want to accept it. And because of that, I never really went anywhere or did anything new and interesting, and instead just lived a very timid life. I can't say exactly what happened, but I just realized that it wasn't worth living timid, and that if I accepted change, I could live a much more full life." Well, Jeremy, you got a whole lot of change shortly after writing that. Now it's almost here, graduation, and your next Ithaca, an adventure that will begin down the road at WPI. You arrived at THS with a clear idea of what kind of person you intended to be. You have stayed true to some lofty traits through an incredibly challenging time. You are clearly ready for what lies ahead. Be yourself. Even as you change, your core will stay solid.
First off, I want to congratulate all of the recipients of the Academic Excellence Award this year. You all deserve the world for how much dedication and promise you've shown over the last 4 years, and I wish you all nothing but luck as you head out to pursue your dreams. With that, I was overjoyed when Mason asked me to speak on his behalf. Mason Quince is an absolute gem of a student. Obviously, the first thing that anyone's going to point out about Mason is his amazing art skills. Whether it's just a cartoony little comic about his friends, or a realistic portrait of someone, or even sculpting a whole triceratops in ceramics class, which is definitely the coolest thing I've seen a student make in the 5 years that I've been working here. He's mentioned before that he's not really a mathy person, but I've always seen him treat every assignment like he's just dabbling with a new art medium. He can play around with new concepts and see how they fit into real-life scenarios, and he can find connections to the news or to art history or even internet memes, things that I would never think of connecting back to stats. And it's these connections that allow him to solve almost any problem that I toss his way. Mason manages to mix all of the originality and innovation of an artist with the practicality and realism of a seasoned mathematician, and I know it's a blend that's going to lead him to success in anything he chooses to pursue in the future.
I am honored to have been asked to say a few words about Darrell Hood. Darrell is a man of few words, but when he spoke in my class, I always listened. One word that describes Darrell is gritty. In lab, he would do extra trials in an experiment, stay during lunch to complete extra problems, or work on projects and keep after a problem till he found a solution. Darrell worked through his shyness with me by asking great questions. His intellectual curiosity is refreshing and will serve him well in computer science at UMass Amherst. Darrell is honest above and beyond everything. If he did not do well on a test, he did not beg for points. He owns his performance and strives to learn from his mistakes. I would 100% leave Darrell alone to take a test and know he would work in a trustworthy manner. Darrell is not interested in taking the easy path in life. Darrell earned a 5 on the AP Chemistry exam. This grade did not surprise me since Darrell competed with himself to be the best student he could. One day I asked Darrell to stay and talk with me about scholarship opportunities and to get to know him. I knew I would be writing his college recommendation letter. Darrell confided in me that since he is the oldest, he has lots of responsibilities at home. Daryl graciously accepts that responsibility and does amazing things. Mr. Messina recently told me about Daryl's project in AP Computer Science. He wrote a 340-line code over 17 hours and created a Minesweeper game. I heard students talking about how amazing Daryl's work was. Mr. Messina said it was amazing. Daryl is amazing. His creativity, his attention to detail, his drive for excellence were all evident in this project, but also in everything he does. In class with me, when Daryl would get a concept like chemical equilibrium, he would give me that little smile or head nod. That would make me smile. I knew Daryl would have done the 10 problems I assigned and 5 more. Daryl, I will miss our conversations about life in the future. I know you have quietly achieved great things and will continue to thrive at UMass Amherst. Take every opportunity to meet new people, try new things, and develop your communication skills. I want to thank you, Daryl, for all your hard work. I want to thank you, parents and family, for sharing you with us and helping foster your work ethic. Have a great year at UMass Amherst and stay in touch.
Karen, I remember when you took your first anatomy class as a sophomore. It was honors control and movement, and you impressed me academically from the start. Then when you did your muscle project, you impressed me with your fantastic taste in 90s teen romantic comedies when you centered your presentation on the classic film 10 Things I Hate About You. Yes, I still remember that, and yes, it's one of my favorite movies. I loved how you would get so into Quizlet Live and your team would always be a top scorer. Then I was lucky enough to have you again at the beginning of your junior year when you enrolled in honors nutrient systems. Hybrid learning and DDoS attacks couldn't even stop you. When your senior year came around, we started to get a sense of normalcy once more. You were my lab assistant first and helped to keep me organized with lab cleanups and copies. I think this is when I asked you what you were thinking of going into after high school. I had always been hoping you were considering going into something in the medical field. So when you told me that was your intention, I was so excited for you. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I always thought you had such a calming presence about you, which is something that is so important for medical professionals to have when working with their patients. I'm so happy you got a chance to explore some medical professions during your independent study, and the slideshow you created will certainly help future students of mine who find themselves in a midlife crisis during their senior year. Your work in my cancer class also caught my eye, and it was clear from your presentation at the end that you had a solid grasp on everything we covered. Karen, I want you to know that I'm so incredibly proud of you and all that you have accomplished at your time here at THS. I am going to miss you, and your uncanny ability to have some sweet treat readily available when I least expected it. Thank you for not only being a great student, but a truly wonderful person. I hope you know there is someone here who is constantly rooting for you and who believes in you and is so excited to see what you will accomplish.
I have taught and directed Meredith for the past 4 years. She has had an incredibly huge impact on me as a teacher and as a person. As a student, she is dedicated, passionate, and ambitious. She's taken on highly rigorous coursework in many different disciplines and is not one to shy away from an intellectual challenge. She has always exceeded my expectations, and she digs deep on every project or task she undertakes. She has high expectations for herself and for her future, so she pushes herself to achieve her goals. And she is not just intelligent, not just talented, not even just hardworking, but also a deeply passionate and intuitive leader. She is a staple in the theater program, but she hasn't just been a member of the theater program, she became a true leader of it. She has put in hundreds and hundreds of hours and makes everyone around her better, including me. She sets the perfect example for underclassmen on what high-quality acting work requires. Meredith is also a talented mover, choreographer, and director. She became choreographer last year and not only choreographed a beautiful show, but choreographed an outdoor distance show while also playing a lead. Whether we are rehearsing a large tap number or focusing on movement work in a straight competition play, Meredith is patient, innovative, and thoughtful as she creates beautiful images that honor the script. I've watched her grow into a true artist who has clear ideas about the art that she makes. I know Meredith will be successful in college and beyond, not just because she is smart or talented, which she absolutely is, but because of her passion and her perseverance. I also know that she will soak up every opportunity that she is given. Meredith, I am so proud of you and so proud to have been a part of your journey. I believe in you, and I know you will do great work. Congratulations on a successful high school career. I truly cannot wait to see everything you accomplish.
First, thank you, Sarah Bellaguru, for inviting me to share a few words about you. Having been in class with me all year, you're probably aware that the speech could go in many different directions. I promise, however, I will try my very best to stay focused. I first got to know you, Sarah, even before I met you face to face. It was over this past summer, and we had a few summer reading assignments due for our AP class. And I remember the first time I read your essay on the red tent, I actually stopped reading midway through and thought to myself, oh my God, this girl is so good. Not only did you know what to say, but you knew exactly how to communicate your ideas. Your really great ideas. And honestly, I tried to figure out how you could be this good, but then I realized that some of your hobbies include reading, okay, writing, and playing the piano. Okay, you're awesome. But what you bring to the table, Sarah, it extends beyond your reading, writing, and even musical skills. You listen. And not with the intention of then speaking, you simply listen and absorb. During first period, while I was discussing Lord knows what in my high energy sort of way, you would lean into the words and hear every single thing I said. More impressively, you made sense of all of it, and then you communicated the ideas in a calm, quiet, and easy to understand Sarah kind of way. And when you spoke, you gained the attention of everyone in the room. We were the ones then leaning into what you had to say. And that's when it hit me. That's what you do, Sarah. You're an impressive human being because you're an observer of all that happens around you. And when the time comes for you to share your brilliance, you don't hesitate because you ingest everything. More impressively, you somehow use academics and life experiences to bring weight to everything you say. In other words, you combine your knowledge of academia and life with your understanding of those around you, and you say important things. And people listen. You're decisive with your words, you're brilliant in your ideas, and you don't speak to hear yourself talk. Stephen Hawking once said that quiet people have the loudest minds. Sarah, you are a lovely, humble, remarkable young woman who will continue to awe people everywhere you go, simply because you are incredibly bright in every meaning of the word, in your speech, in your thoughts, and in your entire being. Continue to shine, Sarah. Congratulations.
I'm honored today to be able to say a few words about Riley Amir. I recently read a quote about silent leaders that is very appropriate for Riley. It says, work hard in silence and let your success be your noise. Riley Amir exemplifies the essence of this quote as a learner and a leader. I had the pleasure and honor to have Riley for 2 years in chemistry for honors and AP. Riley is a unique young woman in many ways. As a student, she brought her A game every day with thoughtful questions, with her problem-solving ability, and her quality work. She has an amazing smile and ability to make people feel at ease and to work cooperatively. Riley let me know that she will be attending Boston College in the fall. I told her I recently visited BC with my niece, and I was impressed by the student presentations. I think it will be a great fit for Riley. The values that BC community stand for align with Riley. One question that they asked all students was, what gives you joy in life? I think Riley gets joy in life by helping others. She has a clear passion for community service and serving others. Riley is a successful, caring, and passionate young woman. When she starts studying biochemistry in her higher education and later in her career, she will have the opportunity to find solutions for environmental problems and address medical challenges facing today's society. Riley is a problem solver and has all the skills to be successful in her study of science. What I will always remember about Riley is her genuine smile, her integrity as a person, and her desire to be a part of a community of people who know what is important in life. I want to thank Riley's parents and family for sharing her with THS and Riley for being her unique self. Keep in touch and good luck.
Michaela, I remember I first had you in the spring of your sophomore year in March 2020. I knew you in person for about a week before school closed down, and we were introduced to a new way of education called remote learning. That time for me is a huge chaotic blur, and I think I can recall maybe 10% of the students I had that trimester. But I remembered you, because you were there, going to the Google Meets, answering my check-ins, and you even made a pretty great slideshow demonstrating the muscle movements. I was thankful for you because when I was throwing assignments and videos into the abyss of Google Classroom, someone was there. You were there. Then I got to have you in person the following fall. I saw you on my roster and I thought, oh cool, now I can actually meet her. But fall was the trimester of hybrid learning and DDoS attacks, so I only saw a glimpse of what you were capable of. It wasn't until spring of your junior year when I had you in Anatomy 2, this time full in person. This was when I saw what you were capable of. I was thrilled when you told me you were interested in maternal medicine because I think you have the perfect demeanor and enthusiasm for it. I also got to know you as a person this trimester after the seniors left, and it was you, me, and the lymphatic system. This was when I got to know your good sense of humor and your genuine good nature. I had you one final time in my biology of cancer class. You absolutely crushed it here. I loved your enthusiasm when working in the case study and how you paid close attention to the details of the patient to convince your group members that she was not, in fact, pregnant. Your presentation on ovarian cancer was incredibly well researched, and you spoke with such confidence that it was clear that you really knew the content. Michaela, one thing I've noticed about you is your humbleness about your success. I don't think I have ever heard you mention your scores in any of my classes, despite them often being the highest. You lift other students up, and I just think you are wonderful. I will miss you upon graduation, and I hope you know I truly think you can accomplish anything in this life. I am forever proud of you.
It has been an absolute pleasure having Sarah Pont-Bryant as a student in my classroom over the last 4 years. The wonderful thing about a small school like Tyngsboro High School is teachers are able to see students at various stages of their high school career. This has surely been the case with Sarah. Sarah was a sweet, kind, hardworking, shy 9th grader when she entered my classroom 4 years ago. This year, Sarah came back into my classroom as a senior, taking 2 of my electives. Sarah is incredibly focused, thoughtful, and driven. It has been a pleasure to see her mature into a senior that has passion for her future, a critical thinker, and civic and social-minded person. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Sarah well this year and hear her speak passionately about her desire to become a teacher that connects with her students and makes a difference in their life. Her vision is inspirational, and I look forward to watching her in her journey to become a wonderful educator. Our shared love of education has allowed me to connect with Sarah and learn about her passions outside of school. I learned that Sarah is incredibly charitable and a very valuable member of our community. Sarah works hard at everything she does, and it is clear to me that she is a wonderful role model in all roles she takes on, whether it be as a sister, daughter, student, teacher, or friend. I wish Sarah the very best in her journey, and Sarah, I look forward to someday calling you my esteemed colleague.
First, congratulate everyone who is being honored this morning. Your hard work and determination have guided you all to put yourselves in positions to succeed. I also want to thank Grace for bestowing this honor upon me. It means so much that you provided me with this privilege to share some thoughts on your behalf. Grace's academic resume speaks for itself. She has challenged herself in an impressive list of AP classes and found success through willpower and a tremendous attention to detail. Grace is sitting up on the stage in large part due to her time management skills. If you look at her resume, you can only help but wonder how she's done it all, let alone how she's done it all at such an elite level. Grace works, she volunteers countless hours at Tyngsboro Youth Softball, she committed time to PALS, is the treasurer of NHS, participated in varsity athletics, and and is the co-president of Tingsboro High School's DECA chapter. All these commitments have helped Grace develop into the person she is today. The best term to describe Grace is an executor. No matter the circumstances or the setbacks, Grace gets things done. In no place is this more true than DECA, where as her advisor, I got to see this work ethic firsthand. Grace and her teammates' commitment should be recognized. This year, we got to travel to Atlanta with 18,000 other high school students. Grace and her teammates produced a fully functioning business plan and presentation despite a pandemic, college applications, a rigorous class schedule, and everything else that goes on during a senior's time in high school. Grace just gets the job done, no matter the circumstances. Grace is someone who radiates positive energy. Regardless of the setting, Grace can light up a room and make an impact on everyone around her. Her quiet but determined leadership style delivers results. She ensures group members are aware of their responsibilities and inspires confidence in them to accomplish the task. Her leadership skills are exceptional for a high school student. Grace, the sky is the limit for you. Keep up the great work and you'll find success in anything you put your mind to. Every person in this community is proud of your accomplishments. If they could see everything you have gone through, as some of us have, they would be even more prouder of what you did to put yourself in this position. I wish you nothing but the best going forward.
Steph, when I first met you as a freshman in honors geometry, you stood out as intelligent, perceptive, and determined. You are one of a few students who have been unlucky enough to have me as your math teacher 3 years in a row, but I count myself as extremely lucky to have had you as a student and to have gotten to know you over these years. You worked tirelessly to achieve outstanding grades in geometry, algebra, pre-calculus, and personal finance. And you always stayed engaged during remote learning, which I know was not always easy. In addition to your stellar academic performance, you are above all a kind, passionate, and empathetic individual. You are caring, compassionate, and eager to change the world for the better. Your warm, genuine, and down-to-earth demeanor make you such a delightful person with whom to talk and share ideas. You are never the loudest person in the room, but when you speak, people listen, because you often have some of the most insightful and thoughtful things to say. I have always enjoyed our chats over the years, and I will miss them greatly. Steph, thank you for choosing me to speak on your behalf. It has been such a privilege being your teacher, and I can't wait to see what challenges you take on next. Congratulations on your many achievements, and I wish you the very best of luck. Rosa, I first had the pleasure of meeting you as a freshman in my honors geometry class 4 years ago, where it was immediately apparent that you were a bright, hardworking, and curious thinker. Our paths crossed again the next 2 years for Honors Algebra 2 and Honors Pre-Calculus. While you worked tirelessly to excel in these math classes, you did so out of a genuine desire to learn. You were clearly a student who has focus and a strong desire to achieve her goals in life. Unfortunately, due to COVID, our time in person was cut short, but during this time, you continued to impress me with your diligent work ethic and positive outlook. You stayed engaged in learning and made sure to complete all of your work and reach out for help when needed. This resilience is one of the many, many things that make you special. Now I am lucky enough to have you in class one last time in personal finance. Thank you so much for taking this class. It would not have been the same without you and your amazing questions and savvy insights. Your passion, motivation, and direction in life are all things I really admire about you. Rosa, thank you for choosing me to speak on your behalf. I feel incredibly lucky to have had the privilege of watching you become the person you are today. Passionate, driven, empathetic, and with a strong sense of self. I know you will do wonderful things in your life. Congratulations on all of your many achievements, and I wish you the best of luck.
Lewis, congratulations. Thank you for asking me to speak on your behalf. I first met you last year in War Lit, and you decided to take my AP class this year. I'm glad that you did. Not only are you an asset to the classroom, but you'll help bring up my AP test scores. You are hardworking, intelligent, and you processed it all, the terms, the theories, my bad jokes. Your points didn't get lost in the noise of the classroom because they were cognizant and on point. You were like E.F. Hutton. When you speak, people listen. Only the older people will get that reference. You're one of the few that can sit back and make a joke and then get back to work. It's a great asset to have. You're also more than just a smart kid in a classroom. You do a lot outside of the school. From after-school activities like PALS and robotics to holding a second-degree black belt. You are definitely more than just good grades. You made my classroom and Tingsboro a better place. And while I'm sad to see you go, I am filled with a great amount of pride knowing that you will be successful in all that you do in the future. Before classes, Lewis and one other student would rub the head of the bust of Shakespeare that I have in my classroom as their ritual. So I guess I should end this with a Shakespearean quote. In Hamlet, Laertes is getting ready to go off to school, and his father Polonius is walking with him, giving him some last-minute advice. He talks about listening more than speaking, dress habits, the dangers of both borrowing and lending money, as well as a few others such as carousing and fighting. It is all valuable advice. But the most important one of all of Polonius' speech was his last piece of advice. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell, my blessing season this in thee. Thank you, and good luck.
I am beyond pleased to speak on behalf of Brianna Barato. I had the pleasure of meeting Brianna back when she was a sophomore in high school, a young, bright-eyed girl with a drive to succeed. This is how I remember her back then. But I quickly learned that there was so much more to Brianna than that. Being a Brazilian Portuguese speaker, Spanish came easily to Brianna, but she was not satisfied with just getting by in Spanish class. No. Brianna truly wanted to have a deeper understanding and would ask insightful questions during class to gain that deep knowledge. From the start, it was evident that Brianna would not be satisfied with fluff answers. I distinctly remember our math breaks last year did not consist of what we were up to this weekend or even after school that day, but trying to talk out whatever chemistry topic Colin had taught. Even when overwhelmed, Brianna somehow always managed to radiate confidence and strength. Even when others were stressing about whatever test or quiz was coming up, Brianna would always have a way of calming everyone down. I am still in awe of how she was always so poised in every situation. Brianna, it has been such a pleasure seeing you grow these past few years into an intelligent, confident young woman. You have accomplished so much here at THS. I would be remiss not to mention how you were among the first students here at THS to earn the seal of biliteracy. This is such a great accomplishment. I know you will do great in the future and be such a positive impact on others. Your strength is evident. I have seen the drive in you and know that you will be able to overcome whatever the future may throw at you. Your determination will get you past the toughest times. Do not let others tear you down. Continue with your head held high and poised. Believe in yourself and never be too afraid to go after your dreams. Te extrañaré muchísimo e desejo o melhor no teu futuro e que alcances os teus sonhos.
Wilson, when I first met you 4 years ago in honors geometry, it was immediately apparent that you were exceptional. As an incoming 9th grader, your reputation preceded you as a student who created his own app in middle school. You have such a delightfully unique desire to learn and grow, and to teach others. You always treat people with respect, kindness, and humility. Throughout algebra, geometry, and pre-calculus, I was consistently impressed by your mature mathematical mind, which you have cultivated through your passion, dedication, and hard work. I actually wonder if hardworking is really the right word to use to describe you, because I feel like you don't see learning as work, you see it as play. You have a playful curiosity and you enjoy learning and discovering new things. I love that you watch YouTube videos on advanced math topics for fun. usually ones that explore the beauty and elegance of mathematics. When school shut down in the spring of 2020, I remember you sent me such a fun and interesting video about discovering the graphs of sine and cosine, and it was so delightful that it was a reminder during such a serious and stressful time to slow down and enjoy what I was doing. You always kept me on my toes in class and asked the most interesting questions. You have such an interesting outlook. In algebra, for instance, sometimes you would wonder about how a particular function would behave if certain parameters were changed. You would use your programming skills to model the situations and then bring your results back into the classroom to discuss your findings. Wilson, thank you for being such an inspiration to me the last 4 years and for allowing me to be part of your journey. Perhaps without meaning to, you repeatedly break me out of my routine and remind me to have fun with teaching and learning. You are passionate, kind-hearted, and wise beyond your years, and I know you will do great things in life. Congratulations and best of luck at WPI.
Sophie, when I first saw your name on my roster in the summer of 2020, I was super excited. I'd heard such amazing things about you from your other teachers, but I also was a little worried. I just learned of the hybrid schedule, and you being the lone junior with the rest of the class being seniors, you were going to be taking on this class essentially by yourself. You were in the classroom with just me twice a week and then at home while the others were in the classroom. So I was nervous, and I don't know why, because you absolutely crushed it. Every concept I threw at you, you were able to grasp with ease. You made BC Calculus look easy, and it is not. You asked questions that, got me thinking, that helped your classmates out. You aced every test. I mean, your classmates too, you weren't, once we all were together, you weren't like boastful or braggy about your grades either. And I think that allowed them to ask you questions and get help from you, because you just made them feel comfortable, which isn't always easy to do. So kudos to you. I also think our time that we were one-on-one, I was able to really get to know you. So, I'd ask you what your plans were for the weekend or how your other classes were going, but also I learned of your passion for the environment, your business proposal with DECA, and so much more. So it ended up being a really positive experience for me, and I hope for you as well. Goodness. So congrats. I hope you have an amazing time at Cornell. Go do some wonderful things. Please help us save the world. And you deserve every honor that has come your way. And congrats to all of you being honored today on an amazing 4 years.
A little under 5 years ago I was teaching, and just to amuse myself, I snuck in a quote from Spaceballs, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. I was shocked when one of the 8th graders not only picked up on the quote, but then recited the entire rest of the scene, with the swears. And I thought, whoa, wait a second, an 8th grader not only knows about, but has memorized Spaceballs? I have to get to know this kid. Mia, getting to know you over the past 5 years has been one of the great privileges of my career. You are awesome. You have so many wonderful personality traits and so much depth and character. You're brilliant, super funny, really sarcastic, but also really genuine. You're respectful and thoughtful. You have an energy and a vivacity about you that is absolutely contagious. You're super modest. In fact, this is probably torture for you right now. You're an incredibly hard worker. I've been so impressed with the dedication and perseverance you've shown throughout all of your time in middle school and high school. You're tough. That one surprised me. I didn't realize how tough you are until I saw you fall down the mountain. And for everyone else, that's not a metaphor. I actually saw her fall down a mountain. I won't tell the whole story, but basically Mia tried to run her way out of a stumble, and it ended up exactly how you would think it would. Nasty shin gash, and at first I thought her dad and I would have to make a stretcher out of pine branches or something, but we didn't, because Mia is surprisingly tough. Now we laugh about it, and I'm glad, because despite the dive bombing into a pile of rocks part, that was one of my favorite days ever. I've only scratched the surface, Mia. You have a ton of fantastic qualities, all of which will make you so successful in college and then afterwards an amazing teacher. It has been an honor to be part of the middle and high school parts of your life. The times when I was actually teaching you, and then the many visits and conversations since have made the past 5 years so memorable. I'm sad it's ending, but I'm also excited to hear about all of your college accomplishments, and I'm most excited for the day that I can visit Ms. Kilman's classroom. Mia, you're an impactful person. As a student, you've had a huge impact on your teacher, and not too long from now, you'll be the teacher, and I know you'll have a huge impact on your students. That's not something that everyone does or that everyone even can do. It takes a rare and special person, and that's exactly who you are. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished over the past 4 years. Now, just go out there and show the world how awesome you are.